Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. The paper I've chosen today is 2023 June 3-1 and we're going to look into spreadsheet. All right, let's begin. You have been supplied with the following source file, J31 weather. The file has been given to us. Yeah, let's open that file. Now, task 1. Evidence document. Create a new word processed document. Okay, open a blank Word document and there make sure your name, center number and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. Insert either a header or a footer and type in your candidate details and then save this document in your work area as J2331 evidence followed by your center number and candidate number. Okay, let's save this in our work area. Our work area is the folder provided. So it's 2023 June 3-1. The file name is J2331 evidence underscore your center number underscore your candidate number. Save. Okay, we'll have this evidence open. Moving on to task 2, spreadsheet. You are going to create a spreadsheet to calculate and display weather data about 3 towns called Amartha, Bengshan and Chesame. Okay, let's open the file. Open and examine the file J31 weather in your spreadsheet software. Okay, we have this open here. Adjust the columns, highlight the spreadsheet and double click in between the column heading. Okay, so it adjusts the column. Now let's save this file as spreadsheet with the file name weather followed by your center number and your candidate number. All right, let's save this first. File save as. Save it as an Excel workbook with the file name weather underscore your center number underscore your candidate number. Okay, that's been saved. Place in the footer. Go to Insert tab, Header and Footer. Scroll down to Footer. Okay, we have the footer here. Left align in the footer, automated file name with no file path. Okay, place the cursor on the left. Go to Header and Footer tab. Click on File Name. It's just the file name they need. Okay. Now next, right align your name, center and candidate number. On the right footer is your name, center number followed by your candidate number. That's it on the footer. Okay, now click on any cell, View tab, Normal. So you will be taken back to normal view. Now let's start with the formatting. Format rows 1 to 17. Okay, before that, let me add the grid lines so that it's more easier. So starting from A1 to D4. A1 to D4. Home tab, apply all borders. From the border list, apply all borders. Again, A6 to D11. A6 to D11. Apply all borders and for the remaining cells as well, which has data in it. Apply all borders. And then for these grid lines to disappear, go to View tab, untick grid lines. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, let's continue with the formatting. Format rows 1 to 17 of the spreadsheet to look like this. Okay, here they have mentioned apply format cells row 1 and 13 must be merged center aligned with a 16-point font as shown. Okay, let's do that first. Row 1 is merged, isn't it? Yeah, until D. Home tab, merge, and then apply font size 16, and it's italicized. Right, apply bold to it. The same thing to row 13. Row 13 is here, so you'll have to merge these. Merge, highlight each one of them and merge it, and highlight the entire row, make it center line, bold, italicized, and 16 font size. Okay, that's done. Next, cells in range A6 to C11 must be merged as shown. A6 to C11. That is from A6 to C6 is merged. Okay, row A to 6 is C is merged. Highlight them and merge. Okay. Merge them and then align them to the right. Okay, all of them has to be on the right. And then if you see, the text is wrapped into 2 lines. So just adjust the column size of A, and then cell A11, apply wrap text. Okay, apply wrap text, and then adjust the row 11 so that the text is fully visible. Sorry. Okay, and then if you notice the text here in A11, until less than 5 is in 1 line, nots is in 2 lines. So reduce the column size until 5, less than 5 is in 1 line, and the remaining in the next line, on the next line. Okay, so we are done with that. Again here, if you notice, row 2, the text is center aligned with bold. Apply bold and align them to center. Now next is row 14. Row 14 is center line merged with wrap text. Row 14, highlight row 14, align it to center, apply bold and apply wrap text. Now we'll align it to the middle as well. We will have to reduce the column size so the text is in 2 lines. Yeah, reduce the column size so that all the text is in 2 lines. Okay, whereas wind speed, notes have to be shown. Wind speed. Okay. And then the text in from A15 and all the way down to 73, it has to be 15 to 17 and down to 73. You see there, it's right aligned. So highlight the text all the way until 73, align it to be on the right. All right, we're done. Next, print your spreadsheet showing the values. The conditions are, it has to be landscape orientation, contents must be fully visible and easily read, row and column headings must be displayed. Okay, so let's go to page up. Highlight the text, set the print area. Page layout, print area, set print area. We are supposed to print the row and column heading. So set heading print, and then let's check the print preview, how it looks. All right, it's in 4 pages. Okay, this should be fine because they have not mentioned that it has to be fit into any particular number of pages. Okay, so this should be fine. You choose the correct printer and print. So that's the first printout. Next, place in cells B3 to D3. Okay, B3 to D3 is here. B3 to D3. Let's start from B3. A formula to calculate for each town the average hours of sunshine for January. Okay, so let's do the formula. It's equal average. Okay, average hours of sunshine for January. And now we are working for Amartha. Amartha, the sunshine, average hours of the sunshine hours is here in column B. So you will highlight from B15 to B45 because it's only until January. You're only supposed to find until January. So it's January 31st is in until 45, row 45. So highlight from B15 to B45, close the bracket, and then they say it must be rounded to 1 decimal place. So round it to 1 round, move the cursor to the end, comma 1, close the bracket, enter. Round it to 1 decimal place. So we are done with the first one. Moving on to cell C. C3, it's Bengchen. For Bengchen, you'll have to find the sunshine for January again. So it is equal average. Highlight the sunshine for January in Bengchen. It's until 45 again. Okay, and then close the bracket. Again, here you will have to round it to 1 decimal place, comma 1, close the bracket, enter. The same thing for Chesame, equal average. Chesame sunshine is here in column H and it's until row 45. Yeah, close the bracket, round it to 1 decimal place here as well. Okay, so we are done with that. Next, place in cell B4 to D4. So B4 to D4 is here. You're supposed to calculate for each town average hours of sunshine for February and round it to 1 decimal place. Okay, so the same but for February. Average. Now for Amartha, the average of February starts from 46. So it's B46 to B73. Close the bracket. Oops. We'll have to round it. Round to 1 decimal place. So the same thing here. Equal average. Bengchen February sunshine start from 46. It's E, right? Yeah, column E46. E46 until E73, close the bracket, round, comma, 1 decimal place. The same thing goes here for Chesame, equal average. It's gonna be sunshine, H46. Start from H46, to H73 and then round it to 1 decimal. Round to 1 decimal. Okay, so we are done with that. Next, place in cell D6 to D8. All right, D6 to D8, a formula to calculate the number of days with more than 7.5 millimeters of rain in Amartha. Okay, so we're going to calculate. Oh, this is D9. Oh, sorry. D6 to D8, it is the formula to calculate the total number of days that it rained in each of the 3 towns. Okay. So we have the rainfall here. If you notice, certain cells doesn't have any values. So you need to count how many days it has rained. That is, how many cells has values in it which are greater than 0. Okay, you need to count and display the answer there. So the function you use is COUNTIF because it is counting with a condition. So COUNTIF, the range is the rainfall. The first one is Amartha, the rainfall. So highlight from C15 all the way until C73 and then comma. Now the criteria is greater than 0. Okay, that goes within double quotations. Okay, so what it does is it will find in this range all the cells that has values greater than 0. Enter. So 35 days it has rained in Amartha. So the same thing has to be found for the other two towns as well. Okay, so it is again COUNTIF. Now for Bengchen, the rainfall is F15 to F73, comma. Criteria again is greater than 0. Okay, again Chesame, COUNTIF. Now Chesame, the rainfall is from I15 to I73 and comma, the criteria is greater than 0. So we are done with that. Moving on to the next. In cell D9, place a cursor in D9, enter formula to calculate the number of days with more than 7.5 millimeter of rain in Amartha. So again, it's going to count the number of days which has rainfall more than 7.5 mm. Okay, so it's equal COUNTIF. The range is again, it's rain, so it's rainfall. Okay, it's rainfall for Amartha, which is C15 to C73, and now the criteria is greater than 7.5. Okay, it's greater than 7.5. It's 10 days. Now next, place in cell D10, a formula to calculate the average wind speed in Amartha in January. Okay, so it is the wind speed of Amartha only in January. We are finding the average. So it is average of wind speed of Amartha is D15 to only for January D45. D15 to D45, and the value has to be rounded up to the nearest knot. Okay, so round up, comma, to the nearest value is 0. Okay, so you get 15 as your answer. Next, in cell D11, formula to calculate the number of days with a wind speed of less than 5 knots in Amartha in January. So it is to count the wind speed with a condition less than 5, but only for January. So it is equal count if wind speed for Amartha in January is from D15 to D45. Yeah. And then comma, the condition is less than 5. So less than 5, close a bracket, you get the answer as 5. Okay, now save your spreadsheet and print your spreadsheet showing formula. Save your file, get the formulas. Go to Formula tab, click on Show Formula. It shows the formulas, but make sure it is fully visible. Highlight the entire spreadsheet, double click in between any of the column heading, so it automatically adjusts the column size. Now the conditions are row and column heading must be displayed, landscape orientation, and the contents must be fully visible. Okay, let's check the printout. It's in 6 pages. You will have to make sure the formulas are clearly visible. Okay, this should be fine. Let's try to change the setup. Maybe we can make it into 3 pages tall. It's gonna be still 6 pages, so that's fine because no specification is mentioned about the page numbers. Okay, make sure the column and row headings are visible as well. Okay, now once you've printed that, print your spreadsheet showing values. Okay, now get back the values. Click on Show Formula again. It shows you the values. Adjust the column size, but make sure it is properly adjusted. The wind speed, the heading has to be fully visible. Okay, and then you will only have to print cells A1 to D11. So highlight A1 to D11, page layout, print area, set print area, and then row and column headings must not be displayed. Untick print for headings. And then page orientation is portrait. Orientation, set it to be portrait. Yeah, it's portrait. It has to fit on a single page. Go to page setup, fit it on a single page. It has to be single page, wide and tall. And then contents must be fully visible. Now if you check your printout, this is how your printout will look like. Okay, so that's another printout. Moving on. Next, in cell E3. Okay, in cell E3, calculate the total rainfall for Chesapeake for January. Okay, let me put a heading first. Total rainfall. Rainfall, it's gonna be in millimeter. So, okay, the heading is done. And then adjust the column size so that we know what we are working on. Okay, now next we are finding the total rainfall of Chesapeake for January. So it is equal sum. Rainfall for Chesapeake is from I5 to, it's only until January, so it's going to be until I45. I45. close the bracket. Okay, if you notice, we will change it to 1 decimal place. That would be better. Round, because all of these are 1 decimal place. Just change it to 1 decimal place. And then next, calculate the total rainfall for Chesapeake for February. So February in E4. Okay, so it's equal sum. Rainfall for Chesapeake in February is I-46 to I-73. And this also, let's round it to 1 decimal place. Okay, now create an appropriate chart to compare the average hours of sunshine with total amount of rainfall for the months of January and February in Chesapeake. Okay, so sorry. Before creating the chart, we need to find the average hours of sunshine. We don't have the average hours of sunshine for Chesapeake anywhere here. So let's find that average first. Average hours of rainfall. Okay. Okay, and then let's calculate the average hour of sunshine for Chesapeake in January and February. So let's do for January first, equal average sunshine. Oh, the heading is wrong. Average hour of sunshine. Okay, so now let's find the average sunshine January, only January, it's until 45. Okay, and we'll round this to 1 decimal place, round to 1 decimal place, and then the same thing goes for February as well. Sunshine for February is from H46 to H73. Close the bracket. Round this also to 1 decimal place. Enter. Okay, now we'll create a chart. So we're going to compare the average hour of sunshine with total amount of rainfall. Okay, let me create a chart from scratch. I'll show you how to create a chart from scratch. Insert. I choose this as a line chart. Okay, I choose a line chart and I use this with markers. That is, it has points in it. Okay, place the cursor somewhere at an empty area so you get an empty chart. Now right click on this chart, data. Now we'll add the legend entries to it. So the first one, they have asked us, that is, you right click, select data, and then click on add button. Now you need to know what is the series name we need. The first series name we're working on is average hours of sunshine. Okay, so average hours of sunshine, we have it in F3. You can either type it, okay, you can type it, or you choose, you click on the cell, and then the series value for average hours of sunshine is F3 and F4. Okay, you have to delete everything from the value first and then highlight, then click OK. Now we're done with the first one. Next, add another series name. Now it is total rainfall, and then series value, you delete everything and highlight the value for it, which is in E3 and E4. So you get that. Okay, you get a chart there. Now, set the month as category axis. Okay, category axis. Click on chart elements, uh, axis titles, category axis primary horizontal. Change that to months. Okay. And then next, set the average hour sunshine as primary axis value axis. Okay, so this is already set as primary axis. The values on the left are primary axis, and then you will have to set the rainfall as secondary value axis. Secondary value axis, this is primary axis, primary value axis. You need to set this, that is rainfall, as secondary value axis. So in order to set that as secondary value axis, go to right click, format data series. You have primary axis and secondary axis. Set this as secondary axis. Okay, so you get the axis, secondary axis here on the right hand side. And then set the rainfall axis to have maximum value to 100 mm. So you have maximum to 100, but it starts with 70. So we'll change that. So right click on that, choose format axis, maximum leave it to 100, minimum change it to 0, and close this. So it starts from 0 to 100. Okay, now next, fully label the chart. So at the bottom, it has to display January and February instead of 1 and 2. So right click, select data, edit, highlight January and February. Click OK. So this changes to January and February. And then other labeling of chart can be adding titles, add a chart title, and then we can add primary vertical and secondary vertical also. So let's change that. Axis titles. This is going to be total rainfall. Let me see again. Oh, sorry. This is going to be average hours of sunshine. Okay, this is the sunshine mentioned. Average hours of sunshine. And then this, let's change it to total rainfall in millimeters. And the chart title, we are comparing, right? It is the comparison of average hours of sunshine with rainfall. So comparison of sunshine with rainfall in January and February in Chesapeake. Okay, so this looks good. So make it to look more better, make all the titles bold, apply bold to them. So it is shown as title. Okay. And then save your chart. Place a copy of your chart in your evidence. So copy the chart and you will have to place it in your evidence as step 11. Step 11, place your chart. Paste your chart. And yeah, that's the end of this task. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, see you guys in another video. Thank you. Bye bye.